Here's a headline. Petition launched in Canada to ban Tucker Carlson from entering the country. Yes, it's gotten that sad. Now, Tucker is supposed to be in Calgary, Alberta on January 24th of next year. It says the news that Tucker Carlson, the former top-rated anchor on cable news, is coming to Calgary on January 4th, 2024 to share an event with Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has set off alarm bells throughout the Canadian left. It has even provoked a petition asking Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to ban Carlson from getting across the border into Canada. Now, in a normal country, this would just be completely absurd, obviously. But unfortunately, Canada's run by the virtue signaler-in-chief, Justin Trudeau, who appears to have no shame or common sense. So who knows, maybe it could work. So let's take a look at this petition. Petition for denying entry to Tucker Carlson to Canada. And wow, out of 38 million people in Canada, it's got a whopping 734 signatures. They're only asking for 1,000 here, so I guess they set the bar really low. I mean, they can easily get the 1,000 just from lesbian bookstores in Toronto. Let's see, it says, why this petition matters. Tell Trudeau to deny Tucker Carlson entry to Canada because he actively supports Putin. Doesn't this guy know that that war's coming to an end now? He has to find a new one to support. And, the thing is that being anti-interventionist, as Tucker Carlson is not the same thing as supporting whoever the media is telling you needs to be obliterated. But let's take a look at the first few points here. One, he has promoted the Great Replacement Theory. Carlson has repeatedly pushed the Great Replacement Theory, which the Southern Poverty Law Center, and when you say Southern Poverty Law Center, you've completely lost me. Yeah, this is an interesting article from Newsweek. Southern Poverty Law Center settles lawsuit after falsely labeling extremist organization. Here's Majid Nawaz, because they labeled him, who is a Muslim himself, as a anti-Islamic extremist. So I take everything the SPLC takes with a large grain of salt. But they're saying that they define this Great Replacement Theory as a racist conspiracy narrative that falsely asserts that there is an active, ongoing, and covert effort to replace white populations in current white majority countries. He has argued that Democrats want to replace white people so they can control the country. So there he must be talking about where Tucker Carlson played clips of a bunch of Democrats saying that exact same thing. And of course, there's tons of articles like this from Newsweek. America's getting less white, and that will save it. Here's this from Politico, how 2020 killed off Democrats' demographic hopes. The first paragraph of this article. For years, the Democratic Party has operated under one immutable assumption. Long-term demographic trends would give the party something like a permanent majority as the country as a whole grows less white and more urban. President Donald Trump's reliance on the politics of racial resentment would only quicken the process, solidifying support for Democrats among people of color. Then came November 3rd, 2020, and all those assumptions now seem like total nonsense. The joke is that the GOP is really assembling the multiracial working class coalition that the left has always dreamed of. And Tucker Carlson on his show also noted that it actually wasn't working for Democrats, even though that was clearly, in their own words, their plan. Number 2, he said Vladimir Putin wasn't so bad. What? Is this a joke? But I think to sum up Tucker's views on the Ukraine-Russia war was that the U.S. had no real strategic interest there, and that it was simply about lining warmongers' pockets. Here's number 3, and this is just weird. He said the desire to procreate has been subverted by birth control and abortion. Well, I don't know anything about this, him saying desire to procreate, but one thing we do know is that birth control and abortion make less babies. I don't understand the point of this one. How about this one here? He complained about the total collapse of testosterone levels in American men. Well, here's a study from NIH.gov. A decline in serum testosterone levels among adolescent and young men in the USA. There has been a decline in mean total testosterone levels over the past 2 decades, and total testosterone is lower with progressively higher body mass index. We conclude that total testosterone levels have been declining in young adult men in recent decades. So I don't think we need to go any further with that utter waste of time. And obviously, it's extremely unlikely that this would achieve its goal. But again, in a country run by Justin Trudeau, you just never know. Let's see, Alberta New Democratic Party leader Rachel Notley, and the NDP, the New Democratic Party in Canada, is the most far-left, wokest party in Canada. So obviously, they're going to be completely deranged about Tucker Carlson. She urged Smith to cancel the event because Carlson is not a credible figure. Really? Because he was the top-rated cable news anchor in the United States, with millions of viewers every night. And you know what? One might even venture that he may be more credible than her. The fact that our premier believes it's appropriate to normalize the thing this person would say by appearing on a stage with him demonstrates a profound lack of judgment on her part. Here she tweeted this: Smith has restated her intent to meet with extremist Tucker Carlson. Extremist? Well, what's an extremist to these people? If you haven't had your 50th booster, definitely an extremist. If you just disagree with them on anything, yeah, extremist. If you haven't transed a fetus this week, definitely a far-right extremist. Yeah, I would say, in fact, that she is not the credible figure, because normal is not credible to her and her ilk. And I think what's really happening here is that as reality confronts their ideas, their far-left ideas, this is both the Liberal Party and the NDP, as reality interrogates their ideas, people stop listening to them because people realize they're full of shit. And the leftists panic, and they lash out even more erratically and incoherently than they did before, because it's all they know how to do. It worked for them in the past. Surely it'll work forever, right? No matter how bad people's lives get. And, you know, all the ists and the phobes that they throw around. Oh, Tucker Carlson's an extremist. Guess what? Your magic words don't work anymore. Your magic spells are losing their potency. And it's got to be confusing for them. It's not that long ago they could throw out a word like extremist and it would just shroud all of their adversaries' minds with confusion and fear. And they'd be cowed into just nodding along and saying sorry. But now it seems that a lot of people are sick of it and they're waking up and they're not willing to listen to you anymore. So I don't know, maybe just go and find something useful to do with your lives. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.